So you're curious, yeah. You want to get the interesting stuff fast without wading through tons of text.
That's the idea. Quick insights, deep understanding.
Right. And today, our deep dive started with a really simple question we put to 3 different AI models.
These were Qwen 2.5 Max, QWQ 32B, and Qwen 2.5 Turbo.
And the question was in Swedish, krona eller klave.
Which just means heads or tails. Simple coin flip.
You'd think. But what we got back and what happened next? Well, it tells you a lot about how these models actually understand language.
Yeah.
Or sometimes don't.
It really does. The initial responses were, frankly, all over the place. Fascinatingly so.
Okay, so let's break it down. Qwen 2.5 Max.
That one got it straight away. Like, yep, classic coin flip. Want me to simulate one? We're just talking about probability. Pretty right out of the gate. Yeah. Clear understanding. But then QWQ 32B.
Yes, that one. Well, it went on a bit of a journey.
It really did. It started thinking about Swedish money, the krona.
And typos. It wondered if clave should have been clover, which is clover, which is part of the actual Swedish phrase for a coin toss. Krona eller clover.
Exactly. So it was exploring possibilities, even slang, before it finally, circled back to the coin toss meaning.
It shows some complex thinking, trying to connect the dots, even if it took the scenic route.
Definitely. Trying to make sense of it based on its data.
But then there was Qwen 2.5 Turbo. Wow.
Yeah.
That was
like unexpected.
Completely missed the coin flip. It thought we were talking about musical instruments.
Really horn, like an althorn and clave, a piano.
And it gave this whole comparison. Sounds, mobility, playing styles.
Wildly off topic. It really highlights how dependent these models are on word association and their training data, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Similar sounds, totally different context, and poof, you're comparing althorns and pianos.
So after that initial kind of funny confusion,
we decided, okay, let's actually do it. Let's flip a virtual cone and make them guess.
And what did they all guess for the first flip?
They all guessed clave tails. Every single one.
And the result?
Krona. Heads. Just like that. A perfect 50-50 reminder.
Which is exactly what probability predicts, right? Independent events. Them all guessing the same was just chance.
So we kept slipping. And we got krona again and again.
How did the models react to this streak of heads?
Well, Qwen 2.5 Max seemed a bit surprised, like, oh, another one. QWQ32B got kind of cocky.
Cocky? How so?
Started joking about having Psycraft our psychic powers because it had guessed tails and heads kept coming up.
Ah, okay. And Turbo?
Just kept guessing, really.
Oh.
Meanwhile, I started thinking, hang on, is my virtual coin loaded?
That's the human brain for you. Seeing patterns, even in randomness.
Exactly. And actually, QWQ32B, the psychic one, brought up the gambler's fallacy.
Oh, interesting. It's explained it.
Yeah. Said basically, just because heads came up a few times doesn't make tails more likely next time. Independent flips. It even calculated the odds of 5 heads in a row about 1 in 32, or around 3%. Pretty smart.
That's good. It shows a grasp of basic statistics, beyond just predicting the next thing based on the last.
Definitely a deeper level of reasoning there.
So did tails ever show up?
It did. Eventually, clave appeared. Tails at last.
The streak was broken.
Right. And I mentioned the coin was a tullkrona, a Swedish 2-crown coin. And I kind of wondered aloud if the oddness of the 2-crown coin, or maybe Lady Fortuna, had something to do with the long streak of heads. Because the back isn't technically a 2-clave, a 2 tails. Just thinking out loud.
And what did the model say to that? Did they think the denomination mattered?
Nope. All 3 were pretty clear. Doesn't matter if it's 1 crown, 2 crowns, or 10. A fair coin is a fair coin. 50-50 odds.
Correct. Unless it's physically weighted or something, the value printed on it is irrelevant to the physics of the flip.
So after all the flips, we tallied the guesses.
And the final score?
A perfect 3-way tie. Each model guessed correctly the same number of times.
Huh. Well, that's probability for you again, I suppose. Even Stevens.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. Even the AI seemed to get into it. Qwen 2.5 Max joked about a chronomaskin in 3000, like a heads machine. They reflected on chance, probability, and that weird 2-krona coin.
So, wrapping this up, what are the big takeaways from this coin flipping adventure?
Well, I think it really showed the huge variation in how AI processes even simple things. You get directness, you get overthinking, you get musical instruments.
And it also touches on probability, randomness, and our own human tendency to, find patterns or meaning, like you did with the coin streak.
Exactly. It wasn't just about the right or wrong guesses, but the whole process, the journey each model took, a real peek under the hood.
And for everyone listening, it kind of mirrors how we process things too, right?
Yeah.
How often do we maybe overthink something simple?
Or see a pattern that isn't really there, makes
Yeah.
you wonder.
Maybe looking at even basic stuff like a coin flip from these different angles, the AIs, ours can actually spark some, well, unexpected insights.
That's a great final thought. How different perspectives, even artificial ones, can show us something new about the simplest things. Definitely something to mull over.